America burns. From the towering redwoods of California to the idyllic shores of Hawaii, flames have engulfed our landscape. Devastation reigns. Homes are reduced to ashes. Lives are tragically lost. How did we get here? What forces are conspiring to unleash such fury upon this land? The answers are complex, but understanding them is paramount. Our very survival may depend on it. We must confront uncomfortable truths about our changing climate, our impact on the environment, and our own preparedness for these disasters. This is not a time for denial or despair. This is a time for action. California has long been a tinderbox, a state where the landscape is perpetually dry and the vegetation is often withered. The cracked earth tells a story of prolonged drought and relentless heat, but recent years have seen fires rage with unprecedented ferocity. These wildfires are not just more frequent, they are more intense, more destructive, and more deadly. Drought grips the land, leaving the vegetation parched and brittle. The once lush forests teeming with life have turned into tinderboxes, ready to ignite at the slightest provocation. Turning once vibrant forests into ready fuel for the flames, these conditions have transformed the landscape into a perilous environment. The aftermath is a haunting scene of charred trees and ash-covered ground. The smallest spark, whether from lightning or human carelessness, can ignite an inferno. A single moment of negligence or a natural electrical discharge can set off a chain reaction. This chain reaction can lead to a wildfire that spreads with terrifying speed, consuming everything in its path. The flames move so quickly that they often outpace the efforts to contain them. Hawaii, a paradise now under siege, faces a double threat. The islands, known for their lush landscapes and serene beauty, are now battlegrounds against nature's fury. Wildfires, fueled by invasive grasses and dry conditions, race across the islands. These grasses, not native to Hawaii, have created a new and dangerous fire hazard. Adding to the chaos, powerful winds from a distant hurricane fan the flames, turning small fires into raging infernos. The winds, relentless and strong, spread the fire faster than anyone could have anticipated, creating a firestorm of unimaginable proportions. These conditions have led to a scenario where control seems impossible. The firestorms are so intense that they create their own weather systems, further complicating efforts to combat them. The speed and intensity of these disasters overwhelmed even the most seasoned first responders. Firefighters, trained to handle extreme situations, find themselves battling against an almost insurmountable force. The bravery and resilience of these first responders are tested to their limits as they work tirelessly to protect lives and property. Climate change casts a long shadow over these events. Our planet is warming and the consequences are undeniable. Rising temperatures create hotter, drier conditions, turning vast areas into tinderboxes. Droughts are becoming more severe and prolonged, further exacerbating the risk of wildfires. But nature is not solely to blame. Human activities play a significant role in this unfolding tragedy. Construction in fire-prone areas puts more people and property at risk. Forest management practices, often driven by short-term economic gain, can leave behind dense undergrowth that fuels wildfires. And our reliance on fossil fuels continues to pump greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, accelerating climate change. Section 4. Dry thunderstorms, a hidden threat. A particularly dangerous phenomenon contributing to the wildfire crisis is the dry thunderstorm. These storms, often occurring during periods of intense heat and drought, produce lightning but little to no rain. The lightning strikes, with their immense heat, can easily ignite dry vegetation, sparking wildfires that spread rapidly in the wind. These storms are a stark reminder of the complex interplay between weather patterns and our changing climate. As temperatures continue to rise, we can expect to see more frequent and intense dry thunderstorms, further increasing the risk of devastating wildfires. Section 5. Turning the tide. Actions for change. The situation is dire, but there is still hope. We are at a critical juncture in our history where the actions we take today will determine the future of our planet. The challenges we face are immense, but so too is our capacity for innovation, resilience, and collective action. We can make a difference, both as individuals and as a society. It starts with small, everyday actions that collectively add up to significant change. Imagine the power of communities coming together to clean up their neighborhoods, plant trees, and create green spaces. These actions not only improve our environment but also foster a sense of community and shared purpose. We must act now, with urgency and determination, to mitigate the impacts of climate change and reduce the risk of future disasters. The science is clear, and the evidence is all around us. From the increasing frequency of extreme weather events to the rising sea levels, the signs of climate change are undeniable. But with concerted effort, we can turn the tide. Each of us can play a role in reducing our carbon footprint. Simple actions like recycling, conserving energy, and choosing sustainable transportation options can make a big difference. By making these choices, we not only reduce our own impact but also set an example for others to follow. Simple choices like using public transportation, biking or walking instead of driving, conserving energy at home and supporting local businesses can collectively make a significant impact. These actions reduce greenhouse gas emissions, decrease air pollution, and promote healthier lifestyles. Reducing our consumption of meat and dairy can collectively make a significant impact. The agricultural sector is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, and by choosing plant-based options, we can help reduce this impact. Additionally, supporting local farmers and sustainable agriculture practices can further enhance our efforts to combat climate change. Governments and policymakers have a crucial role to play in enacting bold policies to address climate change. This includes setting ambitious targets for reducing emissions, investing in renewable energy, and supporting research and development of new technologies. By creating a regulatory framework that encourages sustainable practices, governments can drive significant change. This includes investing in renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. These sources of energy are not only cleaner but also more sustainable in the long run. By transitioning to renewable energy, we can reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and decrease our carbon footprint. Implementing stricter building codes for fire-resistant construction is another critical step. As wildfires become more frequent and severe, it is essential to ensure that our homes and buildings are designed to withstand these events. This includes using fire-resistant materials and incorporating fire safety measures into building designs. Providing incentives for homeowners to make their properties more fire-resistant is also important. This can include financial assistance for retrofitting homes with fire-resistant materials, as well as educational programs to raise awareness about fire safety. By taking these steps, we can help protect our communities from the devastating impacts of wildfires. Section 6. Our collective responsibility. We must also prioritize forest management practices that reduce the risk of catastrophic wildfires. This includes prescribed burns to reduce fuel loads, thinning dense undergrowth, and promoting the growth of fire-resistant tree species. Education and awareness are paramount. We must teach our children about the importance of environmental stewardship and empower them to be part of the solution. Community engagement is also crucial. We need to work together to create more resilient communities prepared to respond effectively to the increasing threat of natural disasters. Section 7. A call to action safeguarding our future. The images of burning forests and devastated communities are a stark reminder of the challenges we face. These scenes are not just isolated incidents, they are becoming alarmingly frequent and severe. The wildfires, hurricanes, and floods we witness are symptoms of a planet in distress, a direct consequence of our actions and inactions. They are a call to action, a plea for us to confront the realities of climate change and our own role in this unfolding crisis. The voices of protesters, the marches for climate action, and the signs demanding change are all part of a growing movement that cannot be ignored. These are the voices of people who understand that our time to act is running out. We cannot afford to wait for someone else to solve this problem. Each of us has a role to play, whether it's through raising awareness, making sustainable choices, or advocating for policy changes. The conversations we have, the decisions we make, and the actions we take today will shape the world of tomorrow. The time for action is now. Every second counts, and the urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. Our planet is sending us clear signals that it is in trouble, and we must respond with the same urgency. The clock is ticking, and the window for meaningful action is closing rapidly. We must demand change from our leaders, holding them accountable for the policies and decisions that impact our environment. It is essential that we push for legislation that prioritizes sustainability and addresses the root causes of climate change. Our leaders must understand that the health of our planet is non-negotiable. Make responsible choices in our own lives, from reducing waste and conserving energy to supporting renewable energy sources and sustainable practices. Every small action contributes to a larger impact, and collectively, we can make a significant difference. Our daily habits and choices matter more than we might realize, and work together to create a more sustainable and resilient future for generations to come. Community efforts such as planting trees, developing renewable energy projects, and creating community gardens are vital. These initiatives not only help the environment but also bring people together, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. The future of our planet and our own survival depends on it. The actions we take today will determine the world we leave for our children and grandchildren. It is our responsibility to ensure that they inherit a planet that is healthy, vibrant, and capable of sustaining life. Together, we can safeguard our future.